All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Kevin with Freedom Coins here, and I got another box of halves. But today, I think, as you can tell by the title, I think today is going to be more of a informational video and more of a how to get into coin roll hunting. I've had a bunch of people now reach out to me, and since I'm more of a newer channel, just reaching out to me and saying, hey, how do you get coin roll hunting? What do you got to do? How do you go about doing it? So I figured I'd take today. We'll take some time, we'll open some rolls on camera together, and then kind of explain how you get started with it. So the first things first, I guess I would say, is call your bank. You know, I don't know, obviously don't know who everyone banks with, but go ahead and call your bank. Find out if they have any half dollars. That's step number one. So then if they do, give me just a second here. All right, sorry about that. My dog was chewing her bone on the wood floor. But anyway, so call your bank, find out if they have them. If they have half dollars, that's step number one. Let me just a second. We're gonna check this for enders. Enders, it might be a new term to you. I will explain that later. All right, so you call your bank. The bank says, yeah, we have some half dollars. Okay, what's your next step? Well, go on in and pick them up. Now, you might not get a full box just because they are $500 and not many banks carry whole boxes of them. They might just have a couple sets of rolls. So anyway, pick them up. And when you do pick them up, ask the bank how they take them. So for an example, I got this at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo makes you put them all in these wrappers and you have to hand wrap them all yourself, which, you know, when you're doing an entire box, that's going to take a long time. So I looked around, I called around town, and there was another bank in town that actually has coin machines in their lobby. So with the coin machine in the lobby, I knew, okay, I can open up this entire thing and see, so I can take just by the bucket here, I can go in, dump all that in the machine, they count it, deposit the money right in my account, and away I go. That might not be important to some of you guys. You know, some of you might think, okay, it doesn't matter, I'll just re-roll these. But once you start with $1,000 worth of halves, or like this, one box, so $500 worth of halves, that takes some time to wrap them. So I would figure it out. Then, okay, great. We find out let's find out that, you know, they have a box. So you go in and you pick it up. You also find out that you don't have to re-roll them. Sweet. Okay, so now you're excited. Now you're headed home. You got your box of halves. Now where do we go from there? Well, I'm sure you've seen on YouTube and stuff plenty of times, everybody's looking for silver. That's one thing. You know, there's multiple other things that you can do while hunting half dollars. But a lot of people look for silver. So determine what your goal is. You know, is it just to collect old coins? Is it to just look for silver? Is it to find those rare variety type coins? That's what you got to tell yourself, because if you don't have your goal set up to what you want to accomplish with half dollars, then it's a lot tougher to look for something. So lately my goal has just been silver. I haven't learned enough about the varieties and all the era coins to really search for them. So kind of like what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking through the edges. That helps for looking at silver. Now, if you want to look for those variety coins, then you want to get like a nice microscope or even just a loop, you know, one of those handheld jeweler loops. That would be perfect for you. That way you can look into and finding out, okay, what errors are on these coins, and then you can look it up and find out what those errors are worth. And then a lot of other people just look through these just to collect coins. So I'm going to go take a pause. I'm going to go grab some stuff and kind of explain a little bit more about what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm back, and now obviously you see this book in front of me. So this is the U.S. coins. It's called the Red Book. You might hear coin people on YouTube talk about it. But anyway, it just has a list of every single year, how many they minted, and then what the price is per, you know, mint state, you know, different qualities of coins versus how much they made and what they're worth. So I would definitely go get one of these books if you're really serious about collecting coins. Then the second thing is what I like to do since I just started is get one of these Kennedy half-dollar books. It's a great way. It's a great way to go ahead and look for something, because there's been numerous times where I've gone through 3-4 boxes before I found any silver. And so if you get these books, they're like $3 or $4 on eBay. But if you get them, it gives you something to look for in these rolls other than just looking for silver, you know, because like that, as you've seen already, I've gone through, this is now my 6th roll, and, you know, I still haven't found silver, which is to be expected. You can't expect to find silver on every single roll. So now, your probably next question is, well, how can you tell silver just by looking at the side of the rolls? Don't you want to know? Well, there's 2 ways. One, if you're looking through all the dates, silver coins are going to be basically 1970 and earlier, and they have different percentages of silver. So for an example, I grabbed a little dish here that has some of the coins in it. So one of the first coins that you'd probably run into is like this. So 1965 to 1970. These are 40% silver. So right now they're worth a couple bucks a piece. So that's one of the ones. These are some of the more common ones that you'd find. And then the next one would be 1964 Kennedy. And now you're probably asking, well, what the heck's the difference between 65 and up to a 1964? Well, what happened is the model before this is called the Ben Franklin. And that's this one right here. Well, these are 90% silver. Well, what happened is with Kennedy's assassination, they were planning on making Kennedys in 65 or later. But what happened is, since they already had all the blank rounds that were 90% silver, they just went ahead and started minting the 1964s and just so happened to put them on the 90% silver blanks here. So the 1964 Kennedy is going to be the only Kennedy that's going to be 90%, unless it's a silver proof, which that's a whole nother topic. But so then the model before that is the Ben Franklin. Now these ones are my favorite. I haven't found a ton of them, but I enjoy looking at them. Then the ones before that are the Walking Liberty. Now these are very cool. These are from, the mid 40s till the early 1900s, like right around 1917, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But this is the step before that. And then the version before that you might run into is the Barber. Now this one I got very lucky, and it's actually on my YouTube channel. I have a video where I found these along with 30 some of these Walking Liberties. So it was pretty special. But anyway, so these are the types of things that you would run into. 40% Kennedy, like we said, which was 65 to 70. Then you have the 90% 1964, which is the only Kennedy that's 90%. And then everything earlier than that is all going to be 90% as well. So that kind of gives you a little rundown of what to kind of be looking for. Now back to that question that I already raised earlier. How do you determine if it's silver if all you're doing is just looking at the edge of the coin and you don't see the exact year? Well, I will show you. So we don't see, so to me, I know there's no silver in here. And so you guys might take a look at it and say, okay, how do I know if there's silver in that or not? So take a look. We'll go ahead and give you a second. If I could hold that better. Okay, give you a second to kind of look at that. Don't really see anything special there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the silvers out and we'll put it in the mix of this, stack this back up, now give you a better look. See how you can see that definitive ring right there? That's how you can tell just by looking at edges. So that is the 64 Kennedy. Then we'll put in, so that's the 90% silver. So now we just put in the 40% silver. That one's going to be a lot tougher to see. You can kind of see it right here because it's a lot lighter gray. But the 40%, those are tough. But like looking at here, you can definitely see that that's going to be a 90% silver. So just by looking at the edges, that's how we can tell. I guess so. Back to the whole story. Determine what you're looking for. If you're looking for silver, do like I'm doing now. Just unwrap every roll, look at all the edges, throw all the other ones back, and take them back to your bank. If not, I would say if you're starting out, definitely get one of these books because it gives you a reason to look through all the coins other than just opening them up, throwing them away. This way you can at least look at different things and get excited when you can fill different spots in your book. That's what I did when I got started, and I really enjoyed it. So to kind of recap everything, if you're going to get into coin roll hunting, first steps first, call your bank. Find out if they have the box of coins that you want. So like this, call them and find out if they have half dollars. If they do, great. Go in there and pick up your box of half dollars. Next thing, when you're in there, ask them how you can return them. If they want them in rolls again, or if you can turn them in loose. Kind of a side note with that, don't take your loose change to the bank that you picked up your rolls from. It's just one of those things that kind of leaves a bad taste in their mouth. They don't want to help you out by getting you boxes or rolls of half dollars if all you're going to do is then open them all up and bring them right back into them. So at least just drop them off at a different branch. But then once you get that determined, take them home and start having fun. I mean, it's definitely something that gets addictive over time. You know, once you find that first silver, or you know, you start filling those pages in your books, it's gonna give you that kind of rush and just that excitement. It's a fun hobby. It definitely is. But the most important thing with this is it's a hobby and it should be a free hobby. You know, don't use the Coinstar machines because they take a percentage out of everything that you turn in there. And so if you're taking, I think it's like 11 cents per dollar or something crazy like that. It might even be more. But like that, if you're losing money, then it's not a hobby anymore. Then it's something where it doesn't become fun because now you're losing money. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully this video helps you. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that have already kind of gotten started that all this stuff is secondhand knowledge, and that's totally fine. This video is more geared towards people who have never coin roll hunted and are just kind of worrying, how do I get started? How do I go about doing this? And so hopefully this helps. And then for those people that have been coin roll hunting for a while, let me know, you know, drop me a comment, shoot me a message. Let me know if there's other things that I should put in a video, that I should let, you know, these newcomers know, and kind of get everybody on the same track. Because the nice thing with this coin community is they're a bunch of great people. You can always reach out to people in this community and ask for help, and they're all very, very supportive of what we do. So again, hopefully you liked it. I'm gonna go ahead and keep opening these. If you see something after this video, it's because I found a silver and I kind of wanted to touch base about how I found it, everything like that. But if not, if this is the end of the video, I hope you learned something. So until then, stay free, stay tuned, and happy hunting. Feel free.